How to play handball game. Handball is an exciting and fast-paced team game that is popular in Europe, which combines the techniques of soccer and basketball to create unique and competitive gameplay. To play team handball, each team has to shoot, dribble, and pass a ball in order to score goals over the opposing team. To play singles or doubles handball, which is more popular in America, you have to score against your opponent with the help of 1, 2, 3, or 4 walls. The first thing you should know on how to play handball is get familiar with the court. In team handball, the court is 20 meters by 40 meters large. Here are some things you should know about the court. The court has a goal area line, also known as the crease, which is a 6-meter line where only the goalie is allowed to stand. The actual goal is 2 meters high and 3 meters wide. Players can only jump into the goal area if they release the ball before landing there. A dashed semicircle that is 9 meters from the goal marks the free throw line. The line at half court is also known as the center line. Get familiar with the ball too. Traditionally, handball is played with a 32-panel leather ball. For women, the ball is 54 to 56 cm wide, and for men, it is 58 to 60 cm wide and a bit heavier than the women's ball. The second thing you should know on how to play handball is form a team. There can be 7 players on each team out on the court at any given time. 1 player on each team is the goalie and the remaining 6 are the court players. Each team can have a total of 12 players in America or 14 players in England, dressed and played during a game. The additional players can substitute for the players on the court once the player they are substituting leaves the court, just as in basketball, volleyball, or other sports with substitutes. The non-goalie players' rules are interchangeable during the game. Players wear uniforms that are numbered 1 to 20. Each team's players should wear shirts and shorts of the same color, while each goalie wears a different color to stand out from the other teammates. In official games, there are always 2 referees, 1 for the court and 1 for the goal. The third thing you should know about how to play handball is understand the objective of the game. Each team scores points by throwing the ball into the opposing team's goal. The team that scores the most points wins the game. A game can end in a tie unless you're playing a tournament, which needs a winner to be named. If the game is tied after time's run outs, then the teams play 2 to 5 minutes periods of overtime. A team can score a goal after the entire ball crosses the goal line and falls inside the goal. You can score a goal from any type of throw, which means the goal throw, free throw, through in, or through off. The fourth thing you should know on how to play handball is play for the correct length of time. A traditional handball game is played in 2 30-minute halves with a 10-minute break in between. Youth or tournament games are shorter, played in 2 15 minutes or 20 minutes halves instead. The time mark is the running time of the game. The only times the clock stops are for each team to have 1 timeout per half and if there is an injury. At halftime, the team switch benches. The fifth thing you should know on how to play handball is understand what the field players can do. These players can touch the ball with all parts of their body above the knee, which means no kicking. If they have the ball, they can only stay in place for the 3 seconds. Think of it as a traveling offense in basketball. And they can only move for 3 steps with the ball. If they do not follow these rules, the ball goes to the other team. The players must quickly decide whether to shoot the ball, dribble it, or pass it. A player can dribble the ball for as long as he wants, just as long as he keeps his hand on top of the ball. After dribbling, he still gets the unusual 3 steps, 3 seconds rule. If the dribbles again, that's a double dribbling violation and the ball goes to other team. Other offenses that our player can commit included carrying the ball into the crease, setting an illegal screen, and charging. The sixth things you should know on how to play handball is understand the different types of throws. Here's what you need to know about the different throws in a game. First, the throw-off. The game starts with a throw-off. The throw-off takes place in the center of the court. Here, the thrower has to touch the middle line with one foot while all the other players stay in their own half. The team that wins the coin toss and wants to start with the ball begins the throw-off. After the whistle blows, the player with the ball in the center of the court passes the ball to a teammate and play start. Every time a goal is scored, the opposing team gets the ball for another throw-off. A throw-off also occurs after halftime. Second, the throw-in. If the ball leaves play, then the team that didn't touch the ball last gets a throw-in. Third, the free throw. A free throw is given after there's an interruption in play and takes place whether the play was interrupted. Play can be interrupted when one player is holding, pushing, hitting, tripping, or hurting the other team's player and receives a penalty. The referee throw. A referee throw is called for when the ball touches anything that is above the court after multiple rules are broken during simultaneous possession of the ball. In this situation, the referee stands at center court and throws the ball vertically between two players of opposing teams, and they must jump and grab the ball or tap the ball to a member of their own teams. Other members of the team must be at least 3 meters away from the throw. The 7-meter throw. This throw is given when a foul destroys a clear chance to score. The goalie carries the ball back to his own area. A court player plays the ball to his own goalie, or a defensive player enters his own goal area. For this throw, all players have to be outside of the free throw line and the player who takes the throw has the 3 seconds to shoot the ball. Lastly, the goal throw. This one is given when the ball rebounds off the goalie over the end line or the ball is thrown over the end line by the team that is attacking. For this throw, the goalie throws the ball from his area and does not have to follow the 3-step or 3-second rule. The 7th things you should know on how to play handball is know the rule violations. There are many ways to commit a rule violation. If one team commits a violation, then that means that the other team is awarded the ball, either as a throw-in, free throw, or goalie throw. Here are the different violations. First, passive play. This means keeping the ball within one team's possession without trying to attack or to score. This basically means tolling with the ball. Second, endangering an opponent with the ball. Third, pulling, hitting, or punching the ball off the hands of an opponent. Fourth, making contact with the ball below the knee. Fifth, diving on the floor for a ball that is rolling or not moving. Lastly, outstretching your arms or legs to push, hold, obstruct, trip, or hit opponent or to charge into a defensive player. The 8th thing you should know on how to play handball is understand how progressive punishments work. These punishments occur when something that a player does warrants more than just a free throw, such as any rule violation that are aimed at an opponent instead of the ball. Here are the stages of progressive punishments. First, a warning or yellow card. Each player can only receive 1 warning for a rule violation, and each team can only receive a total of 3 warnings. Second, a 2-minute suspension. This is given for serious and repeated rule violations, illegal substitution, and unsportsmanlike conduct. You do not need a warning first to get a 2-minute violation. For this violation, the player sits out for 2 minutes and is not replaced, so his team has to play one player short. Third, disqualification or red card. A player is given this as an equivalent of 3 suspensions that last 2 minutes each. After the first 2-minute suspension, the player can be replaced. Lastly, exclusion. The exclusion is given for assault and the player is excluded for the rest of the game. This is a serious offense and his player's team is at a huge disadvantage because it has to play one player short for the rest of the game. The last thing you should know on how to play handball is improve your game. There are many tips and tricks that can help you excel as a handball player. The most important thing you can do is just to keep playing. Here are some things you can work on as you improve your game. First, to be a master handball player, you and your team should work on passing the ball to each other as much as you can. This is faster than dribbling and can get you to the goal more quickly. Second, when you are defending, you can work on keeping your hands up so that you block shots as well as passing opportunities for the other team. Third, when you're dribbling, work on using one hand to dribble while shielding the ball with your other hand to keep it safe from the opposing team. Lastly, most importantly, just keep practicing. The more you play, the better you'll be at handball.